In this video, we will begin to add table and chart elements to the report. I will also save the report to my desktop. I will simply call this household data and save. Prior to adding a data set, I could have also saved the initial setup of the report as a template. So the next time I wanted to do a landscape report, I could simply open that template where the dimensions of the report were saved. Now that I've added a data set, I will save it as an actual file, but I could have also saved it before as a template to be reused. The first chart I will add will be a pie chart. Because the report is set up as a list, if I try to add the chart directly into the report, I will get an error message stating that I cannot insert a multi-value item into a detail cell. That's because one of the base elements of the report is a tablix. If I click on the top left square, you see that we have created a tablix. So to add additional elements on top of that, I need to create a group property. So in the group pane, I'll right-click on Details, select Group Properties. In this case, I will add Account ID. Now when I attempt to add the chart, we no longer get that error message. I'm going to create a pie chart, click OK, and now we have a pie chart as one of the elements on the report. First thing I'm going to do is set up the fields that I would like to incorporate into the chart. We have a values axis and we have a category axis. The values axis I would like to use is the percentage of a position to the household value. If you notice over in the list of fields we have for this report, the percent allocation is not among those fields. So I'm going to create that by clicking on Household Data, right-click, and Add Calculated Field. I'm going to call this field percent household. And to create this field, I'm going to click on the function icon here, and I'm going to select the two fields I'll use to calculate the percent of household. Number one will be the position market value, and I will divide that by the household total value. Click OK. And now we have that field created. So I'll click OK, and now it's available as a value field for the chart. So again, I will click on the chart, anywhere in the white area of the chart. That'll open up this chart data dialog box. And for values, I will select percent of household. And for category groups for this chart, I will select classification. Now I would like to add data labels. So on the chart, I will right-click on the chart itself and select Show Data Labels. And now I will format these data labels. So I will hover over one of the numbers, right-click, and select Series Label Properties. I will format the number. This will be a percent. I'm going to eliminate the decimal point. I'm going to use a whole number percent. I'm going to go back to General, and I'm also going to format the data label. By clicking on the drop-down, I'm going to select percent. Here I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to format that this will be a percent, once again, with no decimal points. And to format that, between these brackets, I will enter P0. Close the bracket. If I wanted it to have two decimal points, I would format this by entering P2. In this case, it's going to format the data label as a percentage with no decimal points, just as we did over here when we formatted the number. So I'll click OK. And now we've formatted our data labels. Here I could enter a title as Household Allocation. Now we'll explore some other options we have available to format our chart. Starting with the data labels, currently the data labels are positioned inside the pie chart. If you would like to move them outside the chart, we can click on the chart. Within the Properties pane, under General Options, Attributes, we can change the location of the data labels to be outside of the chart. Here we'll click on Outside. And now the data labels are outside the chart. We can edit the color of the line connecting the chart to the labels by selecting Pie Line Color, clicking on the drop-down, and selecting the color we would like to have for our lines. Next, we can review changing the format of the data labels. Currently, the data labels are set to show a percentage for each slice of the pie, but we can look at different options for formatting the labels. So I will click on a label and right-click, select Series Label Properties, and I could change the label data to Axis Label, and in this case it would show your classifications. I'm going to go ahead and change the data labels back to a percent. I'm also going to move the data labels back inside the chart and bring our legend back into the chart. And now I will apply a different color scheme. Currently, the color scheme is one of the preset palettes called Pacific. There are several other options to choose from, but I'm going to apply a custom palette. And to do this, I'll click on the drop-down arrow, select Custom, scroll up to Custom Palette Colors, and here there are already colors selected, but you could select any color or combination of colors that you would like. Another setting that will help with the formatting of your chart is to set how to handle small allocations or small percentages. And that can be done by clicking on the chart and going to Custom Attributes. Under Collected Style, the default is None, but if you change this to Single Slice, as well as choose a threshold, this will consolidate small slices of your chart into one slice called Other that will help avoid cluttering and overlapping of your data labels. There are more advanced options and features to creating charts, but this provides a general overview of creating a pie chart.